Hi people, here's some news that I've just been reading on Sellafield. It's a nuclear power plant in Britain, and it's just across the Irish Sea from Ireland. And for years and years and years, Ireland have been campaigning to shut down Sellafield. Here's some news about it. Sellafield cleanup set to take 112 years. It has been revealed that it will take more than 100 years before the toxic nuclear site in Sellafield is safe. A report from Westminster's Public Accounts Committee says the UK's largest atomic power station will not be completely clean until 2120. Fabulous. The South Down SDLP MP Eddie McGrady described the nuclear waste as a time bomb waiting to happen. They are not only producing but importing the dirty stuff from the rest of the world. It is incredible, he said. The report warned that the cost of decommissioning all nuclear plants will likely to rise because successive governments and the nuclear industry found it easy to push costs onto future taxpayers. Reprocessing of spent nuclear fuel is expected to end by 2020, but it will take years for radioactivity levels inside unused reactors to fall to safe limits. The buildings will have to be demolished and the site readied for possible development or redevelopment. Martin Forwood, campaign organiser at lobby group Cumbrians Opposed to a Radioactive Environment, said he accepted there would be a lengthy delay. He said, I suspect that they will decommission power stations much quicker than under the original plan, he said. The French or the Japanese think they can do it in 40 to 50 years. A spokesman for the British nuclear fuels subsidiary Sellafield Limited admitted the clean-up operation would take decades. A lot of work has been done, but with a site as complex as Sellafield, that will take a long time to do carefully and safely, which is the priority and can't be compromised on. He said it would cost £73 billion to decommission over the next 112 years. The PAC report said estimates of decommissioning costs across the UK had risen by 41%. So there's the news. And, I mean, please, £73 billion it's going to cost. Yeah. They say that nuclear fuel is the best way to go. It's economic, and it's safe, they say. Sorry, for a start, it's not safe. It's not always safe, and what's certainly not safe about it is the waste that it produces. Where do you put the waste? What do you do with the waste of nuclear power stations? You have to bury it. That's the only intelligent human thing we've come up with. Right. Okay, well, I think we should say no to nuclear power because I don't care about this economic shit. It makes me annoyed because, they're saying we're in a world recession now. Who decided that? The economists? And are the economists also losing their pensions and losing their money? Are the economists of the world going down in their wages when there's an economic recession? Or is it just all the other sheep? That's the question, because I just don't agree and I don't believe that we're actually going through an economic recession. I do believe, though, that we're going to have problems with food in the future because we don't really produce enough food and store it, in huge big freezers, for instance. We should have much more food available for possibility of total environmental chaos. So that we can feed every single person that's being fed at the moment. It would be lovely if we got our shit together and really fed every single person on the planet, regardless of where they are and what money they have. I think the fact that the internet has been predominantly free, most things have been free. Music, which has fucked me as a musician, to be quite honest with you, but I do agree with this whole idea that things should be free. What is free, though? Obviously people are going to work. People who generally say, you're into this socialism thing, that you give things for free. No, you need to work for your food and your home. People who don't work are depressed. People need to work. They need to work. That most people want to work. Yeah? It's just that they maybe don't have the energy for working every day. But I think we could come to a reasonable conclusion that if the world was a bit more freer and you could create your own job, I'm sure people could create a job for themselves if they were allowed to do that, and they'd work happily and steadily in that job if they could only create the perfect job for themselves. And just getting back to the nuclear power stations, the economic factors of it, I mean, it's ridiculous. You know, they say that it's cheaper, but it's not cheaper in the long run. When there's problems with nuclear power stations, just like Chernobyl, you know, that affects people for years and years and years and years and years. You know, and they're talking about that this cleanup of one nuclear power station in Britain is going to take 110 years. That's only an estimate. We are not human enough, intelligent human enough to say exactly 110 years. You know. So I think it's madness. I really do. I think, you know, I saw a YouTube video recently about these snakes that are they're like this, in the waves, in the water. The waves go like that, and then this tube just goes, and it makes electricity. Then we've got windmill things, we've got turbine type yokes. I couldn't even go into the ins and outs of it, but you know what I mean. Like, there are many ways of creating energy. I mean, solar power is a great idea. They say you need loads of it. Well, hello. I mean, haven't we got deserts full of nothing but sand? Can't we put millions of fucking solar panels in the desert? Surely we can. And don't come back to me with, we don't have enough money for that. Professional footballers and sports people are getting paid thousands, if not millions, for each game they play. So let's redistribute the money a bit better, you know what I mean? And don't be telling the world that they're in a world economic recession when we're not. Answer this question. Are the economists getting less money than they normally do through an economic recession? I think it's a joke. I think the stock market is a joke. I think money is a joke. I hate money, and that's why I don't have any money. Because if you hate money in the brain, money says, oh, well, I don't want to be with you then. It is true. So I have to stop saying that. I have to stop saying I hate money. But you know, it's mad. It's just you know, the internet is free, not free, but you know, it basically is free if you've got one of those wireless laptops. You can walk around and go into a cafe, and it's going to be free. You know, you can watch movies online. You can get music online for free, you know? I mean, let's be clear, it is possible to have a life where things are free, and don't tell me otherwise, because the internet is an example of just that, you know? And I really think that we should get to that level, you know, of complete care for every single human being, you know? Okay, so I'll leave it at that. That was the news about Sellafield in Britain, which is close to Ireland. And the Irish Sea, by the way, was years ago, I don't know about now, but years ago was described as the most radioactive sea in the world. Probably because it is seen as a sea itself, the Irish Sea, between Britain and Ireland and Northern Ireland. And so, you know, it's a small kind of space, and you know, there's not maybe so much movement of water through that channel, basically, and that's probably why it would stay as radioactive as it is. But I think it's mad the way that we pollute this world, and that we don't manage this world in a better way. Everybody always considers the economy as the first priority to think about when we're making decisions. I think that's warped, ludicrous, nuts, crazy, backward, out of date, and not beneficial for humans and any species that's on planet Earth. Goodbye. Peace.